Hi everyone, Patrick here with a very quick programming note. Now, if you are following along with our weekly coverage of Star Trek Discovery's 5th and final season, you may be expecting a full-bore discussion of Episode 6, titled Whistlespeak, this week. However, as we noted last week, we are unable to record in our normal schedule this week due to travel. So, instead, in order to keep up with our as yet unbroken record of weekly content since 2019, since we started the podcast, we are instead going to provide you with a prediction episode. Now, we pre-recorded this before we got any synopsis of Whistlespeak. We got a little preview clip. We were not expecting to see Whistlespeak in time because, as I said, I'm going to be on travel on Thursday when it's coming out, right? So, okay, all right. So we recorded this prediction episode, which you will soon listen to. Now, a couple notes. Note number one, while I desperately tried to get us to talk about Star Trek in this episode, in this Minisode, we got off track more than once, but we have a few predictions in there, some comical, some somewhat less so. So this is intended to be entertainment. I don't think you're going to get too much intellectual stimulation out of this particular Minisode, but we do hope you have fun with it. Now, the other sort of amusing thing is that after recording this Whistlespeak prediction Minisode, we got invited. We managed to snag an invite to this special event at the headquarters of the Motion Pictures Association of America, in which they were showing Whistlespeak a number of days early, way ahead of everybody else, right? And it was a cocktail party. Sonequa Martin Green was there and had a great talk. And then we got to see Whistlespeak on the giant screen surrounded by Star Trek fans. It was wonderful. Now, the problem is, that's not a problem. That's awesome. But Dan and I were able to go. Jesse had other obligations, so he was not able to attend. And we decided, you know what? We could rush out an episode to get our conversation about Whistlespeak out on time. But let's not do that. There's no point in that because Jesse wasn't there. He hasn't gotten to see it yet. So we're going to continue with our original plan, which was to provide this Whistlespeak prediction minisode. And we are also going to be releasing one of our favorite Patreon exclusives, previously Patreon exclusive, but we're going to be releasing that to the feed as well. So that's going to show up as a separate entry on the feed today. So we hope you enjoy that. We hope that's enough content to tide you over. And we will get to our thoughts on Whistlespeak, as well as Dan and I, we can describe the excellent time we had going to this Discovery Whistlespeak premiere event. We are going to do that in next week's podcast. So we'll combine our discussion of Whistlespeak, Erigah, which is the following episode, which is episode 7, and the event that we got to attend. So there's going to be a lot to discuss next week. We look forward to that. But in the meantime, please enjoy this Whistlespeak prediction minisode. Okay. All right. How about we put a pin in all that stuff that came before. And right now we'll call this the beginning. The beginning of the episode.
The end.
No. The beginning. This is going to be the beginning of our Jesus Christ. The beginning of our bonus Minisode. Okay. Let's explain what's happening.
No, we're doing it together because it has more effect that way.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
That's like an old improv gag.
Well, like, okay, I'll play a sound
like
actually from the episode, which I shouldn't be doing, but this
from
I guess
the next episode.
This would be
last.
This would be last week's episode.
Oh, you're
by
playing
this point,
you're playing a sound from last week's episode.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So as we were telling, when you say it all at once, it's more effective. And you were like, "Is it?" And they showed us. They showed us that it is in last week's episode in this part.
You are a hero among men.
Okay, all right. I get what you're saying.
They did that.
All right.
I wasn't even thinking about that when I said that initially, but then it just came to me.
Okay. So
that was from last week's episode. Was not Welcome to the Weird. It was Mirrors.
Yes, mirrors. Just to explain.
Welcome to the Weird.
Let's explain what's going on.
People are like, what's happening?
This is a
podcast.
Well, I was about to say it was a somewhat unorthodox start to the podcast, but But no, this is fairly orthodox for us. We are unavailable to record a discussion of this week's episode, which recently aired.
Dun, dun,
The
dun.
episode called Whistlespeak,
Whistlespeak.
because I was called away on a very substantive, not at all frivolous, international secret mission.
Mhm.
So
It was bad news.
I'm unavailable. So we are
you gonna-
ahead of time.
Are you going to come back with any cool spy gadgets?
I don't know.
I hope so.
We'll
Better
find
give me-
out.
I'm going to ask where my present is. My spy gadget present. I want it to be one of those like fake
A fake appendix?
appendage. Appendage. That's the
A
word.
fake appendage, not a fake appendix.
No, fake appendage that you hide things in.
What, like a
Yeah.
fake arm?
Yeah, they have like more controversial ones that
clean
they.
urine sample.
Are you saying it's a fake penis?
No, it's lower than that.
Oh, fake testicles? Fake testes?
They have that at
Resonator?
the.
a fake nutsack.
They have that at the Spy Museum in DC. They have the fake.
in Washington D.C.
Yeah, there was-
in the Spy Museum.
There's a fake. There's prosthetic. Is it technically
a
prosthetic?
prosthetic testicular sac.
Yes, and it's supposed to hide stuff in, but I don't think. I
What
think
do you
they
hide in
You hide
there?
like microfiche or microfilm.
Fish.
something like
Definitely.
something secret.
Oh, that's sharp.
I
dude.
think they might.
I think they roll it up and put it in a little tube, and then you put the tube in the fake testicle.
I think what they
sac.
I think what they said was that they didn't actually end up using it or something. It was more
I hope
conceptual,
not,
but they
yeah.
showed it and it had like
They showed it.
It had little hairs on it and
Ew.
everything. It was fucking gross.
That's nasty.
Okay.
That's family friendly because I'm talking about something that's in a museum.
I know, right? Yeah. It's balls in a museum.
Anyway, all right. So, long story short,
Balls on the wall.
you are hearing this after the episode has aired. We are recording this well in advance of the episode Whistlespeak
Yeah.
airing.
We don't know what it's going to be.
So,
Doubt.
we will give you a proper discussion of the episode in our next episode, in which we will cover Whistlespeak, and we will cover, what is it, Erigah? Aragorn? Aaron Go Bra?
Aragon.
Whatever. The next two episodes will squish together, and you'll enjoy it. It'll be super fun.
You better.
But for this week, we thought, what could we do? Well, what we can do is we can do a prediction episode. We can go based off of the information we have, the title.
The title.
We have a preview clip. There was a preview clip that they put out, like a 1-minute preview clip. Not a preview.
Erigah. Are you talking about an Erigah?
Yes.
The Breen blood bounty?
Yes, the Breen blood bounty, which we
Breen
learned
blood
about in last
bounty.
week's
Right,
episode.
last week's episode.
Breen blood.
So, where was I?
I don't know.
I've gotten lost in the. Oh yeah, we have the title and we have the clip that we'll play. We'll play the clip so we can react to it, and we have the knowledge from the prior 5 episodes of Star Trek Discovery Season 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay, that's the deal.
Nice work, both of you.
Excellent.
Thanks. Thanks, Dan.
Much appreciated. So, okay. All right. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make some predictions, and then you, the listener, having already watched the episode, you can follow along and you can let us.
And you can grade us.
You can grade, exactly. You can score us.
You can play along. This is an interactive episode of It's Got Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's like a video game. Pretend it's a video game you're
Yes.
playing when you listen to
video
the
game?
world's only video game podcast. Not a podcast about video games, but a podcast you play like a video game.
All right. We're going to have to workshop that a little bit, Dan. I'm glad this is a
Yeah.
bonus episode and not one of our otherwise very well structured and coherent regular episodes.
Not at all disjointed.
If you are-
And
Because
not at all.
people might be confused.
Not at all disjointed and chaotic like our not our normal ones.
Like not our normal, like not our
No,
normal
no.
ones. Excellent.
No, it's like
So
PBS.
figure that out.
We do like PBS quality stuff.
Dan, sometimes you talk like an alien who came to live amongst humans on
Well, I've
Earth.
often thought that I was like born on another planet because like
I think you were.
my days my perfect day for me would be like 32 hours long. It would be like 12 hours. No, it would be 22 hours awake and 10 hours sleeping. That would be my perfect. That's my sleep.
Now 10
schedule.
hours,
Wow,
10
10
hours straight,
hours.
and then 22 hours straight.
22 hours straight
Not
awake.
total.
Yeah, straight. So 22 hours consecutive hours awake and 10 consecutive hours asleep.
I can't.
That
do
is my
10
daily
10 hours
starter.
is like I'm a zombie afterwards, man. I have to keep.
Well, that's why you only sleep 10 hours. You don't sleep more than
No,
10
I don't
hours.
sleep 10. No, I wouldn't want to sleep 10 hours.
Oh, well, I'm saying like I like to stay up super long time. Anyway, so that's because Patrick said I talk like an alien. I'm saying I agree with you, Patrick. I am an alien. My circadian rhythm is based upon that of another planet.
I think, Dan, what you've done is you for me,
Circadian rhythms.
this serves to illustrate, I think, an important point, which is that people can agree on a conclusion, but the basis supporting that conclusion may come from very different places.
Or it can just be more examples that evidence
come from a different planet.
More examples that evidence the truth, meaning like it's true, and we have more examples.
Yes.
You have your example, I have my example, and they're both strengthening the
Yes.
point that I am from another planet.
Well, because what I was going to say is that
Yet another point.
You hold as potential evidence that you come from another planet the fact that you prefer an unorthodox sleeping schedule, whereas I and other people who perceive that you might come from
Just
another planet
you don't bring other
have-
people. No, you don't get to bring in other people. You don't do
may
this.
have other
You don't get to. You
reasons
don't get
to
to do
think
this
that.
us versus you thing, Patrick. Don't speak for other people.
I'm speaking for humankind because against you, the alien.
And I know
the alien interloper.
No, I know you're making a silly fun point.
just making a
I know
silly
you're making a.
I'm just making a
I know
silly
you're
fun
making a silly fun point, but my point is true.
Yes.
That it doesn't matter the reason. The more bits of like proof, these are more bits of proof that I'm an alien. They're more evidence to the truth.
Dan's
so
bits.
whether
They're arguments. I wouldn't say they're proof, but they're arguments in favor.
Okay, fine, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, whether they come from different perspectives, it doesn't matter. In fact, that makes it stronger that you have different perspectives all coming to the same conclusion that I'm from another planet. So you're strengthening that argument on my part. So maybe people will cut me some fucking slack.
Okay, all right. If you would like to cut Dan some slack, write us in at feedback@itsgotstartrek.com. Subject line, cut slack.
Not
You
slack.
guys
the
are
chat.
being mean to Dan.
No.
You
We're-
guys better stop it.
Fuck you, Jesse. What are you talking about?
No, he's talking about,
That's what people would say.
Some fans sometimes write in and it's like, it's like Dan doesn't need the help. Don't worry. All right.
I don't like this whole like putting yourselves above me nonsense.
No, we're not
man.
fucking above you.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, you do. Because when you say things like "Don't be nice to Dan," like that's like you're playing with touching me with kid gloves. Now you make a joke about touching kids. I know.
I think Jesse's fucking with you, man. I think he's touching you with fire gloves covered in fire. All right.
Were you eating some blueberries over there, Jesse?
I am. They're quite nice.
All right. So Jesse's got his blueberries. Dan's all set. I'm all set to actually discuss our predictions.
We've decided
For the next episode.
I'm Jesse, and me and Patrick have decided, Dan,
whoa.
that we're
I
going to
didn't
be
do that.
nice to you from now on. Oh, thanks, guys. Gee, shucks. Oh, shucks, guys. I really appreciate you guys including me in your fun game. Oh, I'm so tired of you guys leaving me out and being mean to me. Shucks.
I certainly have not decided to be nice to you. I'm still.
We'll be
So-
nice. As a favor to you, we'll be nice to you. Not because we respect you.
I was just saying
We're
what the feedback
We're not going to
writers
be.
would
We're not
say.
going to be nice to you because we respect you. We're going to be nice to you because we feel bad for you.
No, I'm
that's what
still-
you two think.
I'm still on the fence.
That's what you two get together and you have these little sewing circles about me.
Sewing circles.
You know what I say?
Nice work, both of you.
That's what I say.
It's funny how it's phrased. Okay. Episode Whistlespeak.
Have we predicted what the episode's going to be yet?
We're getting there, Dan. We're desperately trying to get there. We're wading through certain things to get to that point, and I think we're almost there. So first, we know the title. All right, Whistlespeak.
I'm sorry I said fuck you, Jesse.
It's
No, it's
evocative.
okay.
It's evocative. Did you say fuck you?
I said fuck you.
Or
That
you
was-
just mean like sort of collectively?
well, I said it. I said fuck you, Jesse.
Okay.
I didn't. I feel bad about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's all right.
This dude seems happy as a clam, just chowing down on his fucking can of blueberries. Like, so the audience doesn't know
These
what
blueberries are really good.
what distracted Dan is. Jesse is just.
Yeah,
He's
where are these blueberries?
He's just fucking chowing down it. He's got a giant tub of blue. It's like a metal can. You know what that is?
It's a thermos of blueberries.
Well, that's your daughter's thermos, isn't it? Isn't that like for
Yeah, you
for
can use
infant
it-
children,
we're using it to-
toddlers?
yeah,
All right,
used to have hot dogs in it.
all right. So
I don't know why that's funny. Seems like it wouldn't fit hot dogs. You could fit Vienna sausage.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
they
know.
cut
It
'em
could,
up,
it could
yeah.
fit like a fucking shitload of fucking blueberries.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it just threw me off. But anyway, good for you.
I hope everyone's enjoying this very silly bonus
Yeah.
episode. So how about this? Let's get things moving in this fashion. Let me play the preview clip. Now, did either of you watch the preview clip?
No.
No.
All right. Well, I've watched it. So you
Oh, it's funny because I watched you watch it.
No, you didn't. You did.
Oh, no.
That's a quote from Pulp Fiction. And it's not even actually. It's like
not even-
It's just
like
a joke.
It's like a parody.
Yeah, parody
It's
is
like
a
a
joke.
slant quote
Slant quote.
slant.
when they're washing hands. It's Bruce and Vincent.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had some lava.
I used the same soap you did, sir. And when I got done, never mind.
Never mind. Moving on.
Moving right along home. Let me play the clip.
No.
You won't see the video, but you'll
won't
hear the
see it
audio.
coming.
And then what we can do is, based off of the clip and what we know of the season so far, we'll figure out what's going to happen. We'll guess. Okay, here comes the clip.
Compeers, you've arrived. I'm Rava. It is my voice that's been beckoning you home. Please come with me. I have water and food ahead.
She's having trouble breathing.
The Healing Grove. Quickly.
The healing grove.
Her medicine. I saw her inhaling it when we were walking.
Maybe it's in her pack.
Ugh. Hearing it is so hard.
Those are full of dust. A sonic percussion wave would easily dislodge this. She doesn't have to die from this.
We can't break the prime directive.
No, I know. You're not finding her medicine.
Okay, I'll make it on her side.
There they are, Father.
Do not stop, Compeer. You're keeping her alive.
Give these out. One to each.
Quickly, form a tight circle around her.
I like the music.
Yeah, it's cool music.
Yeah.
Stay strong, my good Compeer.
Okay, so I'm guessing the one choking is Maul? Is that Maul or is it some kind of local?
Okay,
Not sure.
we've inadvertently done something excellent here.
I haven't seen the visual, so we're playing a new game now.
So now the new game is Patrick does his best to describe what's going on.
Is that
to
Maul
provide
or a
some
local
context.
choking? And God, listening to just people choking was like really difficult.
And
without the
it's not great when Tilly's all like, "Oh my god, her lungs are just full of fucking dust."
Yeah,
You're like,
right.
Jesus. All right.
She was all calm about it.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I will attempt to describe what's going on here. This is some sort of society in a woods forest, type
Like
thing.
elves?
No. Well, not far. It's like not elves.
Like wood elves?
They just look like humans, some sort of humanoids.
like Galandriel?
It's night. Galandriel.
Galandriel.
Galandriel. No, isn't it Galandriel?
You've got a Galandriel problem. It's Galadriel.
Same difference.
No.
I don't
So-
give a care.
Yep. So,
Remember when people used to say that? I don't give a care.
anyhow, back at the ranch.
Same difference.
This is a nighttime forest setting.
Nighttime
There
forest.
are
It's
are
nighttime forest coming soon to a
campfires.
theater near you.
There are campfires.
Nighttime forest.
There are campfires.
Oh, no.
And
What's gonna see you in the nighttime forest?
Burnham
I
and
was going to see you.
Tilly are walking in disguise, dressed as locals, wearing some sort of robe type things.
Wait, Tilly and who?
Tilly and Burnham,
Okay.
Captain Burnham, and they are clearly
Burnham.
pretending to not be from space. This appears
Right.
to be some sort of pre-warp society. One of the people they are walking with
They're just doing like
is the woman who's coughing, and then she collapses, and then
they're doing like a whole like cultural tour in this season.
Yes.
Like they're just touring through each different like locale, and it's like
mirror universes.
Here's a smattering of this scene.
yeah.
Now we're smattering of this people. Now it's
It's a
smattering.
pastiche.
That's why they had to do the clue thing, is because like you're trying to connect these disparate sort of like cultures and scenes. Anyway,
Wow.
planets.
I agree, and that's what so that's what's happening in this scene.
Okay.
They're
undercover.
They're undercover. A woman falls ill. Tilly notes that they could easily cure her, but Burnham comments that they can't break the Prime Directive, which implies this is a pre-warp society.
There's no mall.
There's no Maul. There's no Locke.
Maul?
There's nobody else.
Someone at the end sounded like Locke to me for a second, but it wasn't Locke.
Well, you can predict some. Who knows? Maybe it's Locke in disguise.
person
I was going to say the
choking?
old. I predict that the old lady is Maul in disguise because she can just do anything.
The old lady on the planet?
No, the sick old lady who's all like coughing. That would be funnier if you saw the old lady, if you saw the clip.
Yeah.
But I realized a lot of the...
That would be funnier?
Huh?
Did you say funnier?
Yes. My joke about the old lady being Maul would be funnier if you saw the woman who was suffering from the dust full of lungs who looked nothing like Maul.
I will dust you.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the clip. I've described it as best as possible so that you can get some vibe. The key thrust being Burnham and Tilly are amongst a pre-warp civilization.
Well, once again, going back to talking about how there's sort of these different planets and cultures and scenes all sort of like patchwork together because they're doing this tour. It makes it so it's very difficult to predict what the next episode is going to be about based upon what's come up so far.
Yeah, well, because they're going to these places to get like little bits of clues and stuff, and they know how to get there based on like some other like text that like they've never really explained a whole lot.
Yeah. And it's Mario style where you have to you go to a different land and then you have to like beat the different aspects of that little island. And this is pre-warp island.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was Mirror Universe Pocket Dimension Island.
Yeah, that was tight.
Yeah.
So our ability to predict what's happening next episode based upon the episode so far would be stochastical at best.
Okay, I think you're coming very close
You're
to
so smart.
why this is funny. Because it's totally nonsense, right? It's like there's no way we can predict it. They didn't even give us a fucking synopsis.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, a big improvement over previous seasons of Discovery and new Star Trek in general is, for the longest time, they were like hiding the episode names from us.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. It's a minor thing, but I found it a little aggravating. I was like, "Come on, just give us the episode. Give us something to think about."
Yeah, right.
Like
Fuck
they do
those
with
guys.
they do that with Stranger Things and all sorts of things.
Let
It
us
entices
let
you a
us
little
chat
bit.
with each other over the week about fun and be silly and giddy about things.
And you know, if you don't want to release them all ahead of time, at least
The title's gonna be
at the
PPO.
end of the episode is next time on whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. But
Whatever.
It's a moot point because this season they gave us all the episode titles ahead of time, so we know what they're called, and they answered our prayers. We shouldn't be complaining because, like, literally, we sat and we prayed,
Paramount Plus,
and we meditated and we thunk on it, and Paramount Plus acceded to our
not
demands.
Paramount Minus, but Paramount Plus.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but despite giving us the titles, they haven't been as.
So what's the title of this one again?
This one's called Whistlespeak.
Whistlespeak.
And so
great. We got a planet full of whistlers.
Because their throat's all closed up, so when she talks, there's only but a whistle.
Oh my god, it really is fucking horrifying.
That's why they named it. That's what they call
That's
people.
where the title comes.
That's what they call people dying of that sickness. They're whistle speakers, because like.
Oh my god, you're making me really nervous because that might be true. That might be real. It would be some sort of a dust variation
Do
on
you
a
speak
on
the
a,
whistle
on a
speak
tracheotomy.
language?
I will dust you.
Oh. So I think my guess is that Whistlespeak. For me, there's no other way to really interpret this than for the Whistlespeak to be meant as a reference to fried green tomatoes in the Whistle Stop Cafe.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I can see how you would think so.
Right. And so it could be that after, like, remember in last week's episode when they found the liquid Schwartz to lead them to the next clue?
Liquid Schwartz.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And so clearly it leads them to a planet where fried green tomatoes, they don't know about fried green tomatoes yet.
Right.
So they don't know that the secret's in the sauce, which means the next clue is in the sauce. That's my
Kill you for the suggestion.
In the Liquid Schwartz.
that's my prediction is that the next clue, that's why they found the liquid Schwartz, and there's going to be a big thing of sauce because it's fried green tomatoes in the Whistle Stop Cafe.
Is the
Secrets in the
is the
sauce.
sauce like Arby's sauce or something?
No, I know you all haven't, or you haven't seen
Or is it
fried
like
green tomatoes in a long
horsey
time.
sauce? Is it like
No,
horsey sauce?
No spoilers. Is it mumbo sauce? Mumbo sauce?
You've been on a mumbo sauce kick
I love
lately.
fucking mumbo sauce.
It's a DC thing.
You can put it on anything.
If you're not
I
from,
like the spicy
If you're
version.
not from DC, you don't get it. Mumbo sauce.
All right. It's an odd commercial.
Mumbo
The
sauce.
commercial with- just tells you like it is.
The mumbo sauce is a sauce
telling
that you
you
put on
what's-
things. There's probably similar sauces to it. It's kind of like almost like a sweet and sour in a way, but not quite.
Yeah. Just get some. Come and visit us and have some.
Yeah, we'll have mumbo sauce together.
Yeah. Write us in at feedback@iscastartrek.com.
We'll break mumbo sauce
If you'd like to
together.
go eat some catfish
You
covered
put
in
it on
mumbo
catfish
sauce.
and French fries.
You can put all sorts of stuff. It's good with pork. I find it's really good with like
I like
pulled pork.
I like pork loin with mayonnaise.
What kind of mayonnaise?
Well, I usually go for the Hellman's, but Duke's mayonnaise. I'm sorry, I said it wrong.
But you like a standard mayonnaise.
Duke's mayonnaise is really good too.
As opposed to, because they have these newfangled like avocado mayonnaise and others
Yeah,
they don't taste like avocado, but they're like made from the oils.
I mean, that just seems like a canned version of aioli. Basically,
it's just a more expensive mayonnaise.
yeah,
really,
it's just they're taking the aioli concept from restaurants and bringing it home to the people.
Actually, not quite, because it's not really an aioli. It's a proper mayonnaise, but it's.
But when you think of aioli, you think of like mayonnaise mixed with some kind of like ingredient.
I think, but that's the point I'm trying to stress, is when you get the avocado mayonnaise, it doesn't taste of avocado. They've used avocado oil instead of a normal vegetable. Like a normal mayonnaise is vegetable oil and egg whites or whatever, like all whipped together. Yeah. And in the avocado version, it's just, you spend like $15 for mayonnaise and it tastes like mayonnaise, but it's supposed to be healthier. I don't know if it is or not.
So aioli is supposed to be made with garlic and olive oil.
Yeah, aioli is a stronger. Like the mayonnaise is the base, and then like you can add stuff to it.
But usually when they talk about aioli, it's not unusual to have like some kind of like basil pow pow kick you in the face aioli or something.
I'm into that.
Pow pow.
I'm into that.
Or some kind of like red pepper basil chutney aioli or something.
You're just making me hungry, buddy. You're making me hungry.
Some kind of bean curd,
cinnamon raisin
bean curd aioli or something like that. You know.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Some kind of
spicy raisin.
mouse dropping Friskies shreds pork chop aioli.
Friskies.
Hey Jesse, this is the point where it's like, what's he gonna say next? It's like, should we move on?
Let's predict what Dan says next.
I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited to see what comes after mouse poop. and etc.
I think that's all I got.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so we were talking about. So as far as mayonnaise, maybe I would like some of that.
You're talking about mayonnaise again.
Maybe I would like some of that flavor.
We're back to Star Trek.
Maybe I would like some of that flavored mayonnaise on pork chops, but I haven't.
What kind of flavor?
I don't know, because I haven't tried any of these newfangled ones Patrick's
We got to do
about,
that.
so.
Man, we're gonna have to get some of these mayonnaises and try them.
I feel like,
I have limited experience with them as well.
I would have to really know what the flavor is, because I feel like just plain mayonnaise would be what I'd want on pork chops. But I would try it.
But I agree. We gotta give it the old
college try
or the old
heave ho
mayonnaise eater try.
Yeah,
old mayonnaise sample.
Jesse is not involved in this because he doesn't conform to the modern mayonnaise.
Well, every time we taste mayonnaise, he should just take a handful and glop it in his hair. That's how he can play along.
Ew.
Is that how you want to play along, Jesse?
That's not how I ever want to play along. You.
Oh, that's funny.
Cover it with mustard.
I want to use mustard instead.
Okay. Other predictions for this episode. So we've got...
I don't have a prediction for this episode, but I have a greater prediction. Are those allowed?
Yeah, why not?
So it kind of seems like, for some reason, it seems like Locke is going to have to die at the end. And either she's going to have to kill him in the end for some reason, and we get to see him be all super shocked and sad about it right before he dies, or
turns all liquidy,
or he decides to sacrifice himself for her. Because based upon last week's episode, which we talked about last week, there's sort of an unhealthy one-sided relationship. I mean, they're both way into each other, but it seems feels a little heavier in one direction. So so that's breaking the rules. It's not next episode, but I bet for some reason Locke has to die, and either she kills him and he's sad, or he sacrifices himself and then she's sad. Either way, someone's going to cry.
So in each of the episodes thus far, the pattern has been pretty stable in that one or the other of the two parties, Discovery et al.
Is that what they call two-parters in another country? They call them two parties.
Which other country?
He's talking about like how in England they call a season a series.
In Canada?
Yeah, other...
He's saying in England they call them...
Well, I didn't say England.
But you're implying it's England.
Well, it could be Australia.
Could be Canada.
Could be Australia.
It could be Australia.
Could be New Zealand.
Could be Australia.
I don't think so.
Could be anywhere.
You think it's going to be Australia?
They don't call them two-parters. They call them two parties.
Two parties?
Yeah.
Do you know what this this
It sounds
music
like a
is from?
didgeridoo.
Yeah,
Is it like not Indian, Crocodile Dundee or something?
that's right.
Yep.
It's got Crocodile Dundee. Welcome to It's Got Crocodile Dundee.
2 out of 2.
This is the first episode 1 of the It's Got Crocodile Dundee podcast. I watched Crocodile Dundee yesterday. That's why I was like playing around with his music. But the music made me in the episode.
Crocodile Dundee.
The music in the episode. Hold on, let me just.
Did you watch Crocodile Dundee? Was it a pile of fun D? Fun P? Fun G? Was it a pile of fun G?
The music in the clip I played had some didgeridoo elements.
Yeah.
So that's why it made me think of the Crocodile Dundee music. And then I turned on Crocodile Dundee, and then I watched the whole movie because that's what you have to do when you watch Crocodile Dundee.
It's a good tune they have for the movie. I
It
like
is.
this tune.
Oh yeah, it is good. All right. Well, we'll fade that out, and what we'll do is we'll stop thinking about that, and we'll return to thinking about.
We haven't made
Star Trek.
many predictions.
I said the secret's in the sauce. I think they'll find the clue in a big pot of stew.
And it's like horsey sauce from Arby's.
No, I did not agree to that. I'm not.
Hardee's.
I'm not.
Who has a horsey sauce? I forget.
Arby's.
Arby's. I've never been to Arby's.
I have. It's fine. It's not a place I'd go to over Taco Bell or something. See, we're back to talking about food again. This is a problem. We
Are
have
you
to
guys hungry? I'm not hungry.
I'm
at
not
all.
hungry at all.
I mean, I
Especially,
enjoyed talking about food.
I ate some
but-
Cool Whip before I came over, so I'm pretty full.
Word.
Man, I gotta get
Was
on
it
this
frozen?
whole Cool Whip thing. You've been talking about Cool Whip the last
I've
few
become
weeks.
I know Cool Whip is disgusting, but I've become
put it in the freezer?
I've become
Yeah,
I've become obsessed with it for the past
It's
couple
not
months.
that disgusting.
I
It's
just
all right.
spent my whole life not ever really tasting.
Hey, that's gonna be our new podcast. It's not that disgusting.
I've spent most of my life not really having much in the way of Cool Whip, and then one day I was like, I'm gonna get some Cool Whip, and then I had it, and I've been obsessed for the past couple
You
months.
should get some Jello and then put the Cool Whip
I
on
do that.
Jell-O.
I do that. I also do it on pudding, and I also mix.
pudding,
I also
yeah.
take the pudding mix and just mix it straight into the Cool Whip, and then
Yeah.
add a little milk, and then just spoon that in my mouth and get diabetes.
No, you don't.
It feels really weird afterwards. That's one of those situations where it's like that was too much sugar. It feels like I damaged something.
Right.
But yes, I do put it in the freezer. Sometimes
made a new drug.
it's fun to put in the freezer and spoon out, but it's also fun to take it in the freezer and then put it in the fridge for just 20, 30 minutes so it thaws a little bit and you get a nice in-between state.
Yeah, word. Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty
So,
good.
imagine.
If I'm having it completely refrigerated and not frozen at all, I prefer the heavy cream version when it's not frozen. When it's frozen, the heavy cream and regular version both taste similar. Yes, Patrick?
Imagine.
For a moment.
Imagine it's the beginning.
For one moment.
The beginning of Whistlespeak.
Okay.
It's the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
We're watching it.
Watching it.
Burnham and crew. They've analyzed the.
Burnham and Co.
They've analyzed the liquid.
They're heading towards the sauce.
The liquid clue. The liquid Schwartz.
They didn't drop it.
The Arby sauce.
And
The vial didn't break and they lost the liquid.
Liquid Schwartz.
so they've analyzed that, and
It's just a crazy idea.
what they've done is they've been like, oh, we got to go to this planet full of these pre-warp people. We got to go deal with them, and so they fly their ship there. Maul and Locke, do you think they're there already, or do you think they're off doing something different? Because they escaped at the end of last episode.
I guess the question is do we have another episode where we don't really see them at all, or do we see them?
Yeah, in fact, one of the complaints previously was that most of the episodes you saw them for either you saw them for 2 minutes at the end of the episode.
I know,
something.
and that's what I'm saying. Do you think next
it's one of those.
It's one of those where we don't see them again.
Yeah, well, because they didn't have. They
had warp signatures.
Yeah, they had warp signatures to follow them. They also didn't have the clue. So how do they know where to go?
Well, yeah.
Unless they're going to follow.
Right, so we're going to
again.
have another episode. I really want them to have more Maul and Locke. So I don't know what's going to happen.
But you think probably not? You think it's going to be less Maul and Locke, or do you think they'll incorporate them more and better?
I don't know, but I'm going to lean towards saying there'll be not as much Maul and Locke as I like. Now I'm leaving that really open-ended because they can put any amount in, and I'll be like, I wish they had more.
Well, that's based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
I guess we'd say that we'd like to see more.
But
Maul
last
and
week's
Locke,
episode,
That was the most.
last week's episode, they started really having more Maul and Locke, but that doesn't you'd hope that would mean that they would start including more of them from there on out.
But it could mean the opposite. It
Yeah.
could mean that, okay, now we've given you a chunk of information now for the next few episodes.
And
We're
that's
gonna get
what
back
last
to-
week kind of was like.
I'm just curious because it's like Discovery has the clue, and so I don't know what's going to happen, right?
Well, they had the clue for a while, so maybe they copied the clue.
there you go. That
Maybe
could
they
be
sucked it out with a little sippy straw, and
That
then
could
they,
be
like-
it.
and they held it in their mouth.
Maybe the Discovery ends up in the wrong place, but I don't think so. I think whatever. The other thing we have to ask is each of these clues has also had, as Burnham noted last week, has some like angle to it, some angle to the dangle.
Yeah.
So
What'd they do with
What's
the Mirror Enterprise? Maybe that's going to be in the next episode.
well, yeah, maybe we know that
Probably
they
not.
we know that they
Probably
were
not.
towing
Yeah,
it
I
away
know.
at one
yeah,
point.
they just
so.
take
They
it
probably
back
just
and study it.
Space
yeah.
junk. Oh yeah, they probably.
Spaceballs. Oh shit! There goes the planet. You know that line? Do you remember that line?
No, I don't remember that.
It's from a
I've
movie.
never seen that movie.
It's from a
before.
1987 movie named Spaceballs.
Sporce Bulls.
1987.
Do you know
What's Sporce
Do you know what
Bulls?
other movie came out in 1987?
I've never heard of Sporce Bulls.
A little movie by the name of Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Sporce Bulls? I've never heard of such a movie.
Crocodiles?
Crocodile Dundee.
Okay, is that our prediction episode?
One of the best romance movies ever put to film. Although it does have an unfortunate anti-transgender joke.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie is great. That one joke is not.
There's one scene where he's like all
Well,
walking.
I'm not going to watch.
There's one scene where he's all walking on some people and he's like stepping on this dude's head.
That's the end of the scene.
Yeah.
That's the end of the movie, and it is, for my money, one of the greatest payoffs. I'm not exaggerating. One of the greatest payoffs to any movie I've ever seen.
And
It's one of my favorite endings to a movie.
And the usage of music tied in with the scene
Yeah.
is right up there with Last of the Mohicans.
Yes, because it's the last 6
Willy
minutes
Will.
of the movie. This last 6 minutes of the movie is
Willy Will.
an orchestral masterpiece of just building
sumptuous
building
feast.
Yeah,
tension.
and you don't
Symphonic
realize
Yes.
and you don't realize the music is tying in with what's happening on the screen
Yeah.
until like 3 minutes in, and you're like,
And,
whoa.
yeah, and then when he climbs up, when he's trying to get to his love, because she's all like, tell him I love him. He's like,
yeah, these
"He
are
loves
spoilers,
you.
by
He
the
loves
way."
you." Well, it's 1987.
Yeah, just warning people.
When he gets up on that crowd and the music just fucking swells.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love it.
Is
Anyway,
he like a jam sandwich or something?
no, because he's not from.
He's not from Tasmania.
He's not from Tasmania. He's from the Northern Territory.
He eats Marmite or something.
Yeah. Well,
I bet he does.
Wouldn't you?
Vegemite.
Vegemite, yeah.
All right.
Vegemite.
They eat Marmite in England?
Marmite, I believe.
Yeah,
is a
it's the
British-
same business. It's the same shit. It's folate.
I feel like
scraped off of
Patrick,
beer.
I feel like I had Vegemite at your place once.
Probably did.
You may have.
I remember it wasn't so bad.
guy
It was
eats
just
that
really
stuff.
salty, right?
Dan,
Yeah.
you've
it's
known
probably
me.
like a real salty.
It's like
You've
I
known
don't.
me for a number of years, and I dabble in all manner of esoterica.
I should buy some Vegemite because, like, I remember like always hearing that it was like all crazy, and then I had some,
not
and it,
crazy.
was kind of
No, it's
crazy,
fine.
but like it was all
Almost
right.
like-
Remember
It's
salvia?
almost like a little
was-
soy sauce. Yes, Sally, okay. Yes, Vegemite. I'm talking about Dan is in favor of trying out some Vegemite.
Yeah.
And Jesse is reminding us of Salvia divinorum,
I'm all I'm
an
trying to
acutely
say.
hallucinogenic drug.
All I'm trying to get through is the thought where I'm trying to get this thought out is that I thought I had a preconception about Vegemite based upon the mainstream media. The media.
You mean
the media.
the lamestream media?
Lamestream.
No, I had a preconception about Vegemite, and then I had some. I was like, "Hey, this is all right. I'd eat this again." But like with that said, I don't remember too much of what it tastes like. So maybe I'd have it more of it next time, and maybe I'd be like, "Okay, that's enough." I don't know, but I want to try some more. I want to try some more.
I want to try some more Vegemite.
I'm glad. I'm not only glad that you've made this desire clear. I'm glad you made it clear publicly on the podcast, so you can't take it back.
No takesy backsies.
We have a fairly large and growing
Now it's
fan base.
forever.
They are going to hold your feet to the fire, sir.
Well, I don't even know where you get Vegemite around here.
at the store.
You can go to stores.
At the Australian Gourmet?
You can probably find it in the grocery
Aussie
store,
Gourmet.
like in the international section.
Yeah, I think they
or
have it in
something.
most grocery stores.
Oh, really?
Both Marmite and Vegemite. You might not be able to find them everywhere, but you'll find them lots of
Yeah,
places.
Certain places.
Yeah.
Where can I get the canned haggis?
That you might have to go To the Scottish gourmet.
You ever seen that video of that kid eating like a canned chicken? He like it's a whole chicken
Yeah.
in a can. He pours it
Yeah.
out. It's all got that gelatinous
No.
goo
Oh,
all
no.
over it. It looks disgusting.
That sounds
an
awful.
entire chicken with bones.
Why
in a
would
can.
you do that to a chicken?
I don't know.
I don't like
You
it.
should be ashamed
I
of
know
yourself.
exactly the video you're talking about. I
Yeah.
don't like
Why do they even make it? It's not that. I don't know why you would be carrying around a whole can.
That's not good for chicken. Then.
Yeah. It was, and there's all the goop all over it. It's like, ugh.
a lot of
Like it just got. It was like looks like it was someone just gave birth.
Chicken goop.
Someone just gave birth to like this
Oh no, dude.
poultry body.
It had amniotic goop on it.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man. Why are we talking about food so much this week?
I don't know.
really
We're talking more about
wild.
food than predictions.
Yeah, but we've got a few predictions out there.
Yeah, we got a few.
We're. I think Dan, you and I are on the same page. I don't know about you, Jesse. That probably there'll be less Maul and Locke, for better or for worse.
I would say, yeah, based on what we've seen.
Seems like they're
that's
gonna-
sort of, yeah.
They're gonna focus on another sort of self-contained adventure.
I say for
Right.
worse in that if they're gonna have Maul and Locke around, like I want to see them more.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't like them as characters, then like I don't think the solution is to have less of them. The solution is to have more so we can learn more about them. But I can also say if you just find them irritating, I can also say I'd rather focus on the fun stuff. So I can see both arguments, I guess. But
Well.
I would prefer to see more of them just to have this.
Dan's giving Jesse
Am I
some
interrupting
dirty,
your speaking?
dirty looks because Jesse's just.
You keep talking about food. I gotta eat this.
I don't know what is it.
It's a fucking Mars bar. And it's covered in fucking like melted caramel or
That's
whattever.
what's making it so noisy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Jesse,
Didn't you do this with some hard candy like a few months back?
Probably.
Jesse ate an entire tub of fucking blueberries, and now he's just
That was the quiet.
Eating a squished ass melted fucking Mars bar that's stuck to the
fucking
wrapper,
Mars.
causing it to make like all this noise.
that's like an imported English one. That probably melted on the boat over here.
Yeah.
Ship them over here. All right. Any other thoughts?
Why can't you eat like
predictions?
marshmallows or something quiet?
He would
I've
find
done
he
that.
would he would find a
I've
way
done
to
that.
make the
There was
marshmallows
a couple
not
weeks
quiet.
I had some peeps.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the peeps were pretty quiet. He wasn't too smacky with the peeps.
Old peeps make crunch like snapping noises. Okay, we're talking about food again. Okay.
No, stop talking about food. What we should be talking about is getting back to fried green tomatoes, Whistle Stop Cafe.
Are we done with this yet?
I think we're about done. I think that we've probably said our piece. we hope you've gotten something out of it. I'm guessing we probably didn't get too much right here in this episode.
Sabotage.
But we will watch the episode. We will discuss it next week on next week's episode, along with our discussion of Aaron Go Bra, which is a Breen blood. What was it? Breen blood feud?
What'd you call it?
Huh?
Okay, let's do it.
Aaron Go Bra.
You called it. Wait. What'd you call it?
Aaron Go Bra. Aaron Go.
It's just Erigah.
Aaron Go Breen.
No, it's Erigah.
Aaron Go Breen.
Cranberry.
Cranberries.
Erigah. Like Erigah.
Erigah.
Yeah.
Erigah. All right. Yeah, we learned about that last week.
Mm-hmm.
So then next week, we'll talk about Whistlespeak and Erigah.
And the Whistle Stop Cafe.
Yes. And possibly the Whistle Stop Cafe.
Because the secret's in the sauce.
The secret.
The Arby's sauce.
That's where they're finding
The
the next
horsey
clue.
sauce.
All right. Okay. Well, I think that does it for us this week. Pay attention to the feed because we're also going to drop a Patreon exclusive. We'll give you a full one for you for some flavors, for some extra content this week. And otherwise, we'll be back to our regular programming again next week.
You said programming? That was a weird alien word. That was more like a vocal exercise.
Maybe
a tongue.
Maybe I'm
tongue
the
time.
alien. We will be back. What was I saying?
Okay, Jesse, can you wait until we're done before you crumple up the Mars bar wrapper you're done with? You just hold it. So you can leave it next to you, and then when we're done, you can like pick it up and crumple it. Please.
Did you see how quickly he shoved that Mars bar into his mouth? He ate an
was-
entire Mars bar. Lickety
I
split.
was hungry, man.
Faster than a lizard drinking. All right. So that's it. That's it. That's it. Please come back next week for more. Goodbye.
Mm.